What's up, my wonderful peeps? Sports to the bone here again, man. Shout out to all the viewers, the subscribers, and the followers. Big up on yourself. Alright, so today we're just gonna zoom in on some high school sports. Now, with what is going on around the world, the continued development of the different sports will most definitely suffer. I mean, so far, every sporting discipline has been affected in some way, shape, or form. In my opinion, right now, the youth level will be affected more than anything. Even with sports starting up on a trial and error basis, it is really difficult to see any sort of continuous competition for the youngsters based on what is going on globally right now. Generally speaking, we know that sports on a whole will most definitely be affected. But as it regards to Jamaica and our high school system especially, just gonna zoom in on a couple of sports that most definitely will be affected. And these are three sports that usually provides a way out for a lot of our students. So just gonna zoom in on a couple of them quickly. Now, when you say school sports in Jamaica, one of the first things that usually comes to mind is our boys and girls championship. Now, the championship was cancelled in 2020, and persons that follow the sport will know that scores of Jamaican student athletes usually use champs, to kickstart their career. But probably even more importantly, is the fact that top universities usually offer our top athletes scholarships to study overseas. And these scholarships, usually provide our students with an opportunity to develop their talent. But not only that, they use it as a way to gain an education. We're talking about getting their diploma, degrees, whatever it is. So not only are they allowed to compete in track and field in the different universities overseas, but they are also afforded the ability to gain a good education. Right now, I do understand how serious this whole pandemic thing is, but in my opinion, it would be really detrimental for our long-term track and field aspiration if the 2021 championship should be cancelled. And I mean, we don't necessarily have control over this, because if we are not able to control what is happening here in the country as regards to this pandemic thing, I mean, we cannot expose the student athletes to all of this thing that is going on here just to get them to compete. Right now, if we should look at it, last year, we probably missed out on hundreds of students that were actually planning to take up track and field full time, but had to alter their decisions because of the whole pandemic thing. And it goes without saying, here in Jamaica, sports is a big way out for a lot of these students, because who don't go ahead and do it professionally, as I would have indicated earlier, they usually pick up scholarships to go overseas to study and to further themselves. So, anyway you look at it, with this pandemic thing going on, our students are most definitely being affected negatively. And right now in 2021 here, we would have already seen where a couple of track and field meets would have been cancelled. And if things actually continue like this, then it's a strong possibility that Champs 2021 might not happen. And I mean, to us that are just using Champs as our way of entertainment, it might not seem as if it is anything much, but I can assure you that the students that are actually looking forward to becoming professional athletes, this will most definitely affect them badly. So right now, all we can do is just hope and pray, because if this thing is supposed to continue, then probably our entire track and field structure will collapse. And as regards to sports in Jamaica, our track and field structure is actually one of the strongest, so we don't want anything like that to happen. Just to move on quickly, we have continuously complained about our country's football at the highest level. And I mean, if we are to have another affected Manning Cup season, we all can just brace for the breakup of our football instructor. Probably I shouldn't even say our football instructor, because there is hardly even any instructor there where our football is concerned nationally. And looking at it from a high school level, separate and apart from the fact that players get the opportunity to entertain while playing Manning Cup. You know, it gives them the opportunity to showcase their skills, similarly to how our track and field athletes get the opportunity to showcase their talents to coaches both locally and internationally. You know, and we would have seen where a lot of our youngsters that were very good in Manning Cup would have gone overseas to pick up contracts and would have used this as a way to earn for themselves and also for their family. And I don't even want to think about it. But with our Premier League structure this week, you know, losing out on a couple of Manning Cup season will most definitely affect us, because this is one of the most stable structure in the country as regards to football. Now, just to round off this video quickly, where cricket is concerned, we most definitely will see the effects. I mean, we already have a poor structure, so just imagine that structure being disrupted. As a matter of fact, where cricket is concerned in the Caribbean, we have to even look at it from the West Indies point of view, because if youngsters here in Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, wherever it is, if youngsters don't get the opportunity to play cricket at the high school level, then you can just imagine what West Indies cricket will actually look like in a couple of years' time. Because, I mean, we already have a youth system that is there, you know, that needs strengthening. So just imagine if this system should be disrupted. When we look at it, you know, viewers and subscribers, usually we produce some okay cricketers at 15, 16, but when it is time for them to make the transition over, that is where the issue is. So just imagine students not being able to play competitively for a year or two. Now, all I can say is that generally speaking, if our youngsters don't get the opportunity to play cricket at the high school level, it's going to affect the West Indies team in a big way. You know, because these cricketers that are playing right now, they will only be able to play for so many years. So if we don't have that system that is filtering cricketers through non-stop, then, you know, it's going to reach a point where it's as if, boy, the entire thing just break down. Right now, as I said earlier, if we should look at it, the individual Caribbean countries, they might not be able to get their cricket up and running, but we have to look at it from a West Indies point of view, because all of these youngsters playing against each other in school or playing against different Caribbean countries, they will most definitely come together to represent West Indies. So if it is a case that we are unable to keep the structure together while we go through this pandemic phase, then boy, it's really difficult to see what is going to happen as regards to our cricket. But that is basically the couple of things that I wanted to talk about today, especially as regards to our championship here in Jamaica, our boys and girls championship. So just let me know what you think about the championship. Will it be cancelled, or how affected will our youngsters be if they are not able to play the different sports that they are usually afforded the opportunity to play? Sports at the bone, keeping you informed. Please remember to like, share, leave us a comment. If you have not yet subscribed, remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm out.